to today's class. For today, we're going to go ahead and get started right away, and we're going to start on our bellies. So lower down nice and slow onto your stomach, and then stack one hand on top of the other, making a little pillow for your forehead. Let your elbows come wide, and rest the forehead down. You're massaging the forehead along the top of your hand, rocking back and forth. Scooping your hips underneath you, so your hip bones are facing a mat. Do any other little fidgets, little movements to comfortably settle into this position. We're making our way through a few poses starting from your stomach, so just getting your body acclimated, getting yourself comfortable. Our class today is going to focus a lot on the mobility of the shoulder blade. So we're going to move through strengthening and creating space and just becoming more aware of the shoulder blade as it moves along the back body, and just exploring that control, that strength, that mobility. And to get started here, go ahead and extend the right arm to a capital T position. And then bring the left fingertips underneath the left shoulder. Elbows should be facing the sky. And we're going to keep the twist small here, focusing on rolling onto the right shoulder. Feel the shoulder blade come onto the back body a little bit more. So you're going to lift the left leg. You can bend the knee slightly, and then you're just going to reach the left leg over the right. It's not going to be a big movement. You're going to keep the left leg relatively straight, and you're going to twist the chest open towards the left side of the room. Again, just keeping the movement a little bit smaller. So just twisting the body, not reaching the left toes towards the right fingertip. Feeling the right shoulder blade come onto the back body a little bit more, coming towards the spine. Just feeling that opening. And then come on back onto your stomach. You can go in the opposite direction, so bring the right fingertips underneath the right shoulder. Left arm extends long into that capital T. And then you can bring your left ear to the mat. As you reach your right leg up just a little bit, maybe a slight bend in the knee, and then you're going to open. Let that right leg come over the left, opening the body towards the right side of the room, right side of your mat. The more comfortable you feel in this position, you'll allow the body to soften, to relax a little bit more so that more of your collarbones are facing the right side. And if you feel any discomfort in your shoulder, you can either roll out of it just a little bit more, or try scooping, peeling your chest out from underneath you just a little bit more. Maybe you're just laying a little bit too funky on your left side. So give yourself that opportunity to make those minor adjustments. So maybe scooping your left collarbone out from underneath you just a little bit more. That might just bring a little bit more ease and comfort. And then roll back onto your belly, using your core and the right leg to bring your body back. And then we're going to do the same thing, but changing the position of the arm. So the left fingertips are going to come underneath your shoulder. Your right arm is going to come into more of a goalpost. So that's going to intensify the sensation within the front of the shoulder. So give yourself the opportunity to move a little bit more slowly into this pose. So you can bring the right ear onto the mat. Left leg lifts once more. Just a slight lift. And then you're going to slowly open, spin the chest, the body, the torso, the hips towards the left side of the room. Knowing that sensation within the shoulder blade and the chest will give you a little bit more intense than the round before. That rotation might be a little bit smaller. And you may feel this more in the chest than in the shoulder blade. And that's fine. Just giving your body the chance to allow the shoulder blade to relax a little bit more so onto the back body, giving yourself the chance to open through the chest. And then rolling back onto the belly. Switching sides, right fingertips come underneath the shoulders. Left arm comes into that goal pose position. Reaching the right leg up and then twisting the body open. Slowly integrating into that opening. Allowing the left ear to rest on the mat. And then knowing that if that twist is too intense on the shoulder, maybe stacking the legs. Or maybe bringing that right leg to kind of kickstand your body into a partial or quarter turn opening. Knowing that there are options to bring a little bit more ease. And just breathing into those areas of increased intensity. Bringing the focus, your mind to that spot, to that space. And hopefully decrease the tension elsewhere in your body so that you're not holding yourself up. You're giving your body the opportunity to relax into that space. And come back onto your belly. Bring the left fingertips underneath the shoulder. And then go ahead and bring both hands out to diagonals. We're going to come into oscillating cobra. So the fingertips are going to be on the outer edges of the mat. That wide tripod support. And then you're going to inhale, press through the fingertips, engage muscles of the back body, opening the chest, feeling the chest up towards the top edge of the mat. Then exhale, lower down. So with each round here, you're going to find a little bit more engagement within the back body, pressing the shoulder blades down towards your low back. So you can find a little bit more engagement, a little bit more effort to pull the chest, press the chest forward. Then exhale, lower down. If you need a little bit more support, feel free to bring the fingertips a little bit closer down towards the hips. Again, giving yourself the support that you need. Inhale, rise up. So as you unravel, the shoulder blades are opening the front of the chest by coming down the back body, pressing the chest forward. Feel that engagement down the spine. And exhale, lower down. 2 more rounds here. Inhale, rise up. Shoulder blades come down, chest presses forward. Gaze lifts up. Exhale down. One more. Unraveling the spine, pressing through the fingertips. Feeling the shoulders roll back and down as the shoulder blades press along the rib cage to pull the chest forward. Exhale down. On that exhale, go ahead and bring the forearms underneath the shoulders and then press your chest up into sphinx pose. Give your body a moment to settle here. So elbows are underneath the shoulders, forearms are parallel to one another, and then fingertips come into their resting position. Allowing the chest to just relax, hang heavy here before we find that engagement. And then from here, finding a gentle grip within the fingertips, you're going to pull you're going to make that action of pulling the elbows underneath you. So finding that grip, pulling the elbows underneath, grounding down through the forearms, and then you're going to pull the chest the collarbones through your elbow, through the shoulders. And then again, the shoulder blades are going to be pressing against the back of the rib cage, pulling the chest through even further. Increasing that effort a little bit more at a time, reacclimating into that grip, that pull in towards you, and the press of the shoulder blades down the back body and against the rib cage to press the chest forward, holding that strength for 3, 2, 1, and then lower down, relax the upper body. Just rolling the shoulders front to back, just finding a little bit of rhythmic motion, rhythmic movement to loosen everything up. And then settle into your center. And do that once more. So again, gripping through the fingertips, finding that gentle grasp, that anchoring. Then you're going to drag the elbows along, like you're coming alongside the body. And then you're going to keep pulling. Those arms are going to stay steady, stay still. But you're using that effort, that engagement, to pull the chest through. Dragging the shoulder blades down the back body. So they're coming down along the back. And then they're pressing forward to pull the chest. Pull the front of the rib cage forward. Keeping the collarbones nice and wide. Nice and broad. Keeping the chest open. Holding here for 5. 4, lift the gaze. 3, 2, 1, and lower all the way down. You can allow the arms to come alongside the body. And just shimmy, anywhere that feels comfortable, truthfully. And we're going to work through one arm at a time. Again, working through that engagement of the shoulder blade, getting more in tune with the muscles that work hard to keep it stable along the back body. So let the left arm rest wherever feels most comfortable. We're going to start by moving the right. So that right arm is going to come at a 45, or not a 45-degree angle, but it's going to be angled up towards the top corner of the right corner of the mat. So almost like you're coming into a Superman or a Y, capital Y position. But we're just working on that right hand for right now. So from here, the right arm is going to, on that diagonal, lift up and hover from the mat, or hover from the earth. And then feel that shoulder blade become steady along the back of the rib cage. And then go ahead and lower down. Inhale, lift up. Feeling strong along the back body. Exhale, lower. Keep the hips pressing down into the earth. You can even press down through the tops of the feet to get strong and steady through the lower leg. But it doesn't have to be maximal effort. Just keeping your body nice and strong. Engaged and mindful. Inhale, reach that right arm up. Keep that right shoulder blade anchored onto the rib cage. And lower down. Now this next one, I want you to feel a little bit stronger. Bring that shoulder blade down and in towards the spine as the arm lifts. So inhale, lift that arm up. Dragging the shoulder blade down and in. And then keeping the top of the hand pressing towards the sky. I want you to slowly bring the hand down. Keeping the arm straight. You're going to bring the arm down till it's about that 90-degree elevation here. And then keeping the top of the hand pressing back. Feel the strength along the rib cage, of the shoulder blade. All the muscles surrounding it, staying awake and engaged. So you're going to keep bringing that until the pinky comes towards the hip. And then you're going to spin the palm up towards the sky. So the thumb comes down towards the ground, palm comes up towards the sky. And then the back of the hand comes to the low back. Keeping the elbow lifted. The muscles surrounding the shoulder blade strong and engaged. And then we're going to reverse that movement. So lift the back of the hand from the low back. Bring the top of the hand away from the body so the thumb is at the hip. So keeping the palm pressing towards the sky. And then we're going to spin the thumb back towards the ground. Pinky comes towards the hip. Keeping the shoulder open, the shoulder blade pressed alongside the back body and the spine. The shoulder rolled open. And then we're going to bring the hand back towards that Y position. Lower down. So we're going to try 2 more rounds of that. Take it nice and slow. The first round, we're kind of just getting used to the motion that we were moving through. So inhale, arm raises up to hover. Engaging the shoulder blade against, down and in towards the spine. And then you're going to bring keeping the arm straight, bringing the pinky towards the right hip. Keeping the shoulder blade against the spine, keeping it active, keeping it stable. Keeping that right shoulder open, trying not to let it roll down towards the mat. Keeping it open, that'll help with that engagement. Bringing the pinky towards the hip. Once it gets there, spin the thumb down towards the mat. And then bring the back of the hand towards the low back. Keeping that elbow driving up towards the sky. Keeping that shoulder open. Remove the back of the hand from the low back. Thumb comes to the hip. Spin the thumb down towards the ground. Pinky comes towards the hip now. So palm is now facing the earth. Keep that shoulder rolled open. And then bring the arm back up to that capital Y. Lower down. Try one more on this side. Right arm lifts. Engage in the shoulder blade, drawing it down and in. And then pinky comes towards the hip. Palm faces the ground the whole time. Keeping that shoulder rolled open. Once the pinky comes down to the hip, spin the thumb down towards the ground so the palm faces the sky. Back of the hand comes to the low back, keeping that elbow driving up. Back of the hand lifts from the low back. Straighten the arm. Spin the thumb. Palm comes to the earth. Reintegrate, recalibrate at that shoulder. Make sure that we're keeping it open. Shoulder blades engaged. And then windmill the arm back up to that capital Y. Lower down. Excellent job. And we're going to go ahead and switch sides. So right arm can come to relax at whatever position is comfortable for you. And then we're going to go ahead and bring that left arm into that capital Y. Give yourself a moment. Take a few deep breaths into the back of the rib cage. Direct your air towards that space. Find that expansion. Feel the upper back rise with every inhale. Finding that expansion through the back of the rib cage. Exhale, fall. One more deep breath before we begin. Deep inhale, fill everything up. Exhale, fall. And I should have mentioned this when we were working on the other side, but as you move through this motion, your gaze, your nose, your chin is facing the mat throughout the entirety of the movement. It keeps the alignment it keeps your alignment a little bit better versus lifting the head up. That starts to engage different muscles and can change the mechanics of your shoulder blade. So as we're working through this for the first time, keep your gaze, everything facing towards the mat. Keep that spine nice and long so that we can find the isolation through the shoulder blade a little bit better. So go ahead and bring the left arm, if you haven't already, bring it to that capital Y on the left side. So we're going to start with a few lifts. So again, keeping the gaze down, that right arm is just for stability. Hips into the earth, gentle press to the tops of the feet, keep the lower body steady. And inhale, raise the left arm up. As it comes up, it's not a very big movement as we did before. It comes to a low hover, driving the shoulder blade down and in towards the spine. And then lower down. Raise the arm up. Squeeze the shoulder blade down and in. And lower down. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. Holding for those 2 seconds, feeling that engagement, that support, that stability. And exhale, lower down. One more lift. Inhale. Driving the shoulder blade down and in. And lower down. And on the next one, we're going to start those windmills, those rotations through the shoulder blade, or through the arm to work on the stability of the shoulder blade. So we'll work through those now. So go ahead and inhale, lift. As before, start with that engagement, find that stability, and then bringing the pinky down towards the hips, keep that arm straight, the shoulder blade engaged. You should feel the muscles stay strong throughout the entirety of the movement. Keeping that shoulder blade squeezed in towards the spine, inside, against the back body. As the pinky comes towards the hip, spin the thumb down so the palm faces the sky, and then bring the back of the hand towards the low back. Keeping that elbow open, the shoulder rolled back and down to keep that engagement. Lift the back of the hand from the low back. Thumb comes to the hip. Spin the thumb down, palm comes towards to face the ground. And then to keep that arm straight, bring the arm back up to that wide position. Exhale, lower. So do that twice more. Keep and gaze everything, your entire face facing the mat. If you want to use your right hand to support your forehead as we did in the beginning of class, feel free. Go ahead, lift the left arm, engage the shoulder blade before we begin, and then bringing the thumb, keeping that strength, that stability through the shoulder blade. Feel all the little muscles turn on, bringing the pinky towards the left hip. Spin the thumb down, opening the palm. Back of the hand comes to the low back, keeping the elbow open, pressing towards the sky. Remove the hand from the low back, spin the thumb back down, palm faces the earth. Windmill the arm back up to that capital Y. Lower down. And then one more round here. Lift the left arm, draw the shoulder blade down and in. And then keeping that drawing in, focus on the muscles of the shoulder blade. Turn on, intensify as the pinky comes towards the hip. Keep that shoulder rolled open. Keep that palm flat as it hovers along the ground. And then spin the thumb down, palm faces the sky. Back of the hand comes to the low back, keeping that elbow open. Keeping the shoulder blade engaged, strong and stable. Remove the hand from the low back, spin the thumb down, palm comes to the earth. And then windmill the arm back to that capital Y. Lower the arm. And then bring, if you brought your hand as a pillow, stack one hand on top of the other, bring the forehead down. Giving yourself another moment to breathe into the back body. Breathing into the back of the rib cage, filling everything up. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, expand nice and big. And exhale, lower down. One more engagement as we're here on our bellies. I know we've been here for a while, but we're about to move out of it. So before we transition out, we'll do one more full back body engagement here. So we're going to bring the arms alongside the body. Palms facing the earth. Chin comes to the mat, lips to the mat, nose to the mat. We're going to come into a locust pose. But I want you to start by engaging the back body before we incorporate the legs, because I want the focus to remain on the shoulder blade. So from here, I want you to start to peel the chest off the earth. So lift your gaze. Feel the chest start to lift. Lift the back, press the backs of the hands into the space behind you, up behind you. As the chest starts to lift even more, feel the shoulder blades draw down the rib cage, squeezing in towards one another so the shoulders start to open a little bit more. Reach the fingertips towards your toes to find that expansion just a little bit deeper. Shoulder blades squeeze, draw down, feel the chest up even further, reaching those fingertips long, 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 and then lift the legs. Engage the glutes, reach the toes back behind you. So those fingertips are tracing the toes. Trying to pull everything in, engaging the backs of the legs to find that lift, to find that hover for 5, 4, keep the shoulder blades down along the body, opening the shoulders, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down for 3, 2, 1, and lower all the way down. Hands come underneath shoulders, press the hips back towards your heels, child's pose for just a moment. Feel the side bodies get longer. Reach the fingertips towards the top of the mat. Sit the hips back and low. Take 2 deep breaths here, feeling the expansion of the rib cage, focusing still on the back ribs, the side ribs. Filling that space. And then pull yourself up into a tabletop position. We're just going to take a few cat-cows. Finding a lot of engagement with body, some mobility here. And then start with that neutral spine, gentle press through the heels of the hands. Getting those shoulder blades engaged, the entirety of the arm engaged. Pulling the belly button in towards the spine, finding a strong center. And then from here, sit bones reach towards the sky, tailbone lifts, belly falls. And then draw the shoulder blades down and press the chest forward. Exhale, press through the heel of the hand. Start to allow some space between the shoulder blades as they wrap around the rib cage. Rounding through the upper back, the mid back, the lower back. As the tailbone tucks under, chin tucks in, find a little bit more space through the upper back. Then inhale, sit bones rise, belly falls. And then scoop, doing that same scooping motion of the shoulders coming up, back, and down. Press the shoulder blades, pulling the heart forward. Gaze lifts. And then exhale, pressing through the heel of the hand, feeling the shoulder blades spread alongside the rib cage. Finding that space, feeling that stretch within the upper back, the mid back, and then the lower back as the tailbone tucks under, engaging the core to find that curve. Inhale, start to unravel through every vertebrae. Pulling the chest forward, keeping the shoulder blades broad. Gentle rotation of the arm bones outward to give your body that space. And exhale, press through. Spreading the shoulder blades, really pressing that energy in through the heels of the hands to find that expansion through the upper and the mid back. Round down. One more round, unravel. On the inhale, one vertebrae at a time, take everything nice and slow so you can feel every little muscle turn on, so you can pull that chest forward, press the chest forward. Exhale, round. Taking every segment one at a time. Then inhale back towards neutral. And then from here, go ahead and walk your hands out towards that diagonal, kind of like where we were for oscillating cobra, more or less, just at that opening, maybe making that capital Y with the arms. And we're going to come into puppy pose. So keeping the hips over the knees, allow the chest to fall down towards the mat. Finding that expansion through the chest, and space through the back body, through the upper back, and the mid back. And your arms can stay wide if that's comfortable, or if you want to bring a more narrow stance within the upper body, feel free. Slight variations in sensation, so whatever feels good for you. And just letting the lungs fill with every inhale. And then a full exhale on every breath. Breathing into the space that is being targeted here in this moment. So you can keep the focus there to further the expansion, further the depth of the sensation you feel here. We're going to hang out here for 2 more breaths. Take your breath nice and slow. Then go ahead and lift the chest from the earth. Walk your hands back. And then sit your hips to your heels. Come up to a tall seat. So that is everything that we will be practicing in today's class. It was a good way to get the shoulder blades engaged, be a little bit more mindful in the strength, stability, and movement, and especially when moving through different poses, things that are more challenging when moving through class. So I hope that you learned something today and you're able to translate that into different classes. I look forward to seeing y'all next time, and thank you, as always, for coming to practice.